Welcome to the Good Ride. I'm James Beastie, and this is the Ride Lasso. So let's talk snowboard boot, dating app, some things that'll make you want to swipe right. This has a great wrap around the ankle. It's pretty easy on and off. It has better shock absorption than its higher priced Lasso Pro. Very good traction with an all rubber sole. It's got a little ankle articulation. It's very comfortable right out of the box. Fits a wide variety of foot widths. Let's talk about some things that might make you want to swipe left. There's no upper and lower adjustability. It's all throughout. That can be problematic for people like me. The flex longevity isn't the best. It's more mediocre, but that's about it. And this is the 2025 Lasso. Not much changed in 2026, but in 2027, there are some upgrades I'd like to tell you about. It's getting a little more longevity of flex with a TPU skin that sits near the flexing point and runs to the spine, so it's going to give you better flex retention. It's got a hybrid rubber toe material. There's still stitching, but it's better than before. Most importantly, it has a new H5 multi-directional coiler. The boas turn into each other, but you can turn the boa either way to tighten or loosen. It sounds a little weird when you loosen it, like it's broke, but it just incrementally loosens it, and it's much better than having to pop it out. So it's a great all-around upgrade. The sale prices might be pretty good for the 2025 and 2026, but the 2027 is going to be the boot you want if you want better adjustability and a longer lasting boot. I rode this late spring in varied spring conditions, tested them with a few different boards and a few different bindings. Of course, I used my trusty Union Force. I compared these to the Ride Deadbolt because they share a similar shell and liner these days. So while it's not a perfect comparison, it's good enough. And I will be referencing the Lasso Pro, which I've ridden as well. And as you know, we put out honest, objective, unbiased reviews without any brand oversight. And we can do that thanks to the support of shops like Blower Board Shop. They have a strong presence online. So if you want to support the Good Ride and keep objective reviews flowing, check out Blower Board Shop, click through our links and see if something works for you there. Let's get to the review. First off, the weight is 2 pounds, same weight as the Deadbolt. That's definitely on the lighter side of the boot spectrum. It makes it easy to hike, and you just don't feel these boots as much on a chair as you do others. Now, when it comes to sizing, these 9s fit me really well out of the box. I'm a true size 9, but I'm an E width. That puts me in a weird position where some boots feel too tight for me, and I often have to do a pretty intense heat molding to press out the sides of this liner. But luckily for me, this has a new shell and a new liner that's much more similar to the Deadbolt than it is the Lasso Pro, which is narrower, has this foam that's up top here, all the way down and around till the toe box. Now they put neoprene all the way here. So the widest part of my foot, where my toes end and my foot begins, now has a thinner neoprene and it fit perfectly. But I don't think it's gonna feel weird if you're like a C. It's still gonna feel nice and comfortable, and it fit me pretty true. I think over time, the back part of the heel of the liner is gonna pack out a little bit more, and you might have to add a little boot fitting foam right here in the heel or inside the shell to keep it tight, but it's a very good fit. I would call this a true size 9. I wouldn't size up or size down. Just go get your foot on a Brannock scale at a shoe store and order it according to that. If I did need to heat mold though, this liner would be great. I've heat molded Ride liners in the past. They do exceptionally well. Now, when it comes to adjustability, I don't like this boot at all for that, because it's outer and then this boa handles the inner. So basically it's one big overlap to really lock in your ankle. If you have heel lift issues, then you're not gonna be like me. You're gonna like this. But if you can spend a little bit more, you're gonna get a good ankle wrap with this BOA, because the BOA now, the lower wraps around the back and really pulls in your ankle tight. It's still not as good as the overlap of the Lasso and the Lasso Pro, but I find it very good. So there's really not much when it comes to adjustability. It's just plug and play, but there's great heel hold. Getting this on and off, it's just like every BOA. It's not tangled up, but it's slow. You have to tighten it a little bit, forward flex, make sure everything feels okay, tighten it again, forward flex, until you really understand the boot. But when it's time to get this off, it's just pop, pop, away you go. I didn't have any Velcro here like it does with the Ride Deadbolt. Check that review, you can see it there better. So very easy off, and just like most BOA boots, getting on. So when it comes to the flex, this is definitely on the medium, bordering on medium stiff side when you get it out of the box. But after a week or two of riding, it definitely softens up. The response is pretty good, but over time, it's gonna diminish with the flex. And this articulation helped prevent shell distortion, but I'm starting to see some, even after only a few days of riding. You have seams along here, which I do like plastic over this area to seal it off and make sure the seams don't break down over time. But with my deadbolts, this is held up very well. You can see it almost looks new in the toe there, so maybe this will be just like that as well. But this is not the kind of boot you get if you're a 100-day-a-year rider. At least it's comfortable day one though. Now, when it comes to shock absorption, this has a very similar sole and rubber to the Deadbolt now, and it's not like the Lasso Pro that has significantly less shock absorption. It feels very hard in the sole, which is great for board feel, but it's not good for absorbing shock. This thicker rubber sole gives you a little bit of dampness, and then this light, soft EVA foam gives you good shock absorption. I felt it was almost on par with the Deadbolt, which I think is the best in Ride's line. So I like the sole and the midsole and what it's doing for shock absorption. There's pretty good board feel too. I think the stiffer sole of the Lasso Pro, the 92, the Fuse, and other boots like that have that older design, they have more board feel, but it comes at a very heavy price, and that's a lack of shock absorption. The traction is good though. It's maybe not the best I've ever tried, but I never felt uncomfortable in the lift line, and I love an all rubber sole like this. When it comes to the footprint, it's pretty reduced, just like most of the new boots in Ride's line. I'd say it's probably about 5 millimeters longer than a size 9 Burton boot that has just about the same fit, but overall pretty good. And yeah, the insole's okay, but you could do a lot better with an aftermarket insole. And overall, I think this is a great boot for those of you who don't ride a lot during the season, but want a boot that'll last if you ride like 10 to 15 days a year. This will last you several years. You've got good shock absorption, you've got a great wrap around the ankle, but I would avoid this if you like upper and lower adjustability like I do. I would look to the Deadbolt that has that upper lower separation and makes it a lot easier to dial out the boot to your foot. And it has a lot of other cool features, like the ability to adjust the back here to your calf, where with this one you don't. You have a pretty stiff area back here that doesn't have much give. But at least these are light, they're easy to hike with, and overall I like the improvement of the Lasso, especially at this price point. So there you have it.